Today, we're jumping into a challenge, but it's not about lifting more weight or running faster. It's about unlocking the code to your specific body type. So let's get right into it. So let me ask you something. Do you ever just feel like your body is playing a completely different game? Like you're putting in all the work, but it just seems to have a mind of its own when it comes to fitness and diet. Well, believe me, you are so not alone in that. And that feeling, that's exactly what we're going to decode today. So if you're up for a little challenge, let's figure this thing out together. Okay, so let's start at square one. We're taking a first look at what this endomorph challenge is even all about. So what are we actually talking about when we say endomorph? Well, it really boils down to three key things: a body that has a higher tendency to store fat, a naturally wider frame, and a metabolism that's just a bit slower. Think of this as, well, the foundational blueprint we're going to be working with. All right, so we've got the basic definition down, but what does that actually look like? Let's dive into the physical profile, kind of like the external blueprint of your body. First off, the most obvious trait is just a naturally fuller body shape. This isn't something you did or didn't do, it's simply the baseline, your natural starting point. And that fuller shape is often built on a wider frame, especially around the hips and waist. This is really what gives the body its core structure. Now, this is really interesting and something that gets overlooked all the time. There's a hidden strength here. A lot of the time, endomorphs have incredibly strong muscles. They're just, well, they're hidden under a layer of fat. This is not a weakness. It's a powerful foundation just waiting to be uncovered. So, to quickly wrap up the physical side of things, we're looking at a naturally fuller body, a higher tendency to gain fat, a wider frame, and, this is the key, those super strong muscles that are often hidden from view. Okay, so that's the outside. Now, let's pop the hood and take a look at the internal engine, right? Let's talk about how your body actually uses fuel. And this is where the puzzle gets really tricky. Think about it like this. Your body's engine, your metabolism, it kind of idles a bit slower. But at the exact same time, your low fuel light, which is your hunger signal, tends to flash on more often. It's this tough combination, right? You're burning through fuel slowly, but your body keeps asking for more. So what does this all mean in the real world? The crucial point is that this kind of internal engine responds incredibly well to being more mindful and precise. It's not just about what you eat, but really paying closer attention to how much and when you're eating. That's the game changer. Okay, we've covered the outside, we've covered the inside. So how does this all translate to the gym? Let's get into your training blueprint and talk about how to unlock those results. All right, let's just be real for a second. The biggest hurdle, the main challenge here is that this body type tends to burn fat, well, more slowly. And look, that can be frustrating for sure, but just understanding that fact is the very first step to working with it. But here's the good news. There is a clear-cut solution. And it's not a secret. This body type greatly benefits from combining cardio and strength training. It's not an either-or thing. It's about the powerful 1-2 punch you get from doing both. So what is this winning combination? Well, it's got two crucial parts. First, you've got cardio, which is absolutely key for burning fat and, keeping your heart healthy. And second, you've got strength training. That's what's going to build and finally reveal all that strong muscle we were talking about earlier. And listen, I want to be straight with you on this one. Because the body burns fat a little slower, seeing faster results often requires a higher level of discipline. It just does. That's a core part of the challenge. But honestly, that's also where the biggest rewards are hiding. All right, deep breath. We've covered a lot of ground. Let's put all of these pieces of the puzzle together and figure out the main takeaway from all of this. So if you were going to write down the endomorph code on a sticky note and put it on your mirror, this is what it would say. Number 1, your body is naturally strong. Remember that. Number 2, your metabolism requires mindful fueling. And number 3, your best results are unlocked by that combined training approach. And honestly, if you remember just one thing from this whole explainer, please let it be this. Understanding these traits is not a limitation, not at all. It's your personal instruction manual. It's what gives you the power to start working with your body instead of fighting against it. So we're going to leave you with this final thought. The challenge isn't about figuring out the blueprint anymore. We've just walked through it. The real question is, now that you have it, what are you going to build with it?